Hey everybody, Pastor K here. Time for the midweek morning minute. We go to the book of Luke this morning, chapter 9, verses 23 and 24. Jesus is talking to a crowd and he says to them, "If any of you want to follow me, or if any of you want to be my disciples, you must first deny yourself, take up your own cross, and follow me." Then he goes on to say, "Because if anyone wants to save their life, they will lose it, but those that give up their life for me will save it." This may not be a popular opinion or a popular thought, but there are some things that you're going to have to carry. There are some burdens that you're going to have to carry. And I know Jesus said, he says, "Take upon me, take my burden." He said, "My burden is light." However, there still is a burden. He doesn't say, "Give me yours and don't take anything." He literally says, "Take my yoke and take my burden." He says, "My yoke is easy, my burden is light." But there still is a burden. There still is a cross that you're going to have to carry. And in this verse, Jesus is telling us that we're going to have to deny ourselves. Again, which is something else that is unpopular because we live in a self-assuring society. Everybody wants to be affirmed. Everybody wants to be, told that they're the best and that there's nothing wrong and that everything you're doing is fine. However, Jesus says here that you have to deny all that. You have to give all of that up. And he gives us a great example because it says in Philippians that Jesus, being in the form of God, he says that he did not think it robbery to be like God. It says, however, he made himself of no reputation, took on a human body, and then died a sinner's death. So Jesus gives us this example of denying yourself. I mean, here is God in the flesh. Jesus was all royalty. He was all God, all man. He had every right to prance around and flaunt his royalty, flaunt his kingship. He had every right to do that. However, he denied all of that. He was born of a virgin, grew up. I mean, can you imagine? Jesus literally could have appeared on earth as a human, as a man. However, he went through a birthing process, came out as a child, had to grow up, made himself subject to parents that he was supposed to rule over, took on the job of a carpenter, came out of a poor town. All these things Jesus did to show us what it means to deny ourselves. So we need to get out of our own way, if you will, and stop thinking so much highly of ourselves over other people. Okay? Again, have self-respect and those type of things, but don't let that self-respect disqualify you from being in the kingdom. A lot of times we get so full of ourselves, so full of our pride and those things that it can disqualify us. It can completely take us out of the will of God because we're trying so hard to prove that we are who we think we are when God has already said who you are. That was the thing about Jesus. Jesus knew who he was. Jesus had absolute confidence in who he was. There was not a point during Jesus's life where he had any type of doubt about who he was. However, he set all of that aside, died a death that he did not deserve in order so that we could literally be here today, that we could sit here, that I can even sit here and talk to you on today. So take up your cross today. All right. That's going to be the message for today is take up your cross. Deny yourself, put yourself aside and carry the cross, whatever that cross might be, whatever it is that you feel that God has you to do, that you need to carry. It's not going to be easy. Jesus carried a cross up a hill, and it was not easy for him to carry that cross. However, you have to carry your cross. The thing about the cross is the cross was where Jesus had to die. So he literally carried his murder weapon, if you will. He carried his death weapon, that which was going to put him to death. He carried it and then had to hang on it. And we have to do the same. We have to carry the cross, but then that cross is supposed to kill us. We're supposed to die in ourselves, die of ourselves, so that we can live in Christ. All right? That's the midweek morning minute, guys. Listen, the holiday season is coming. I want you guys to have a great holiday. I'm going to be on vacation, so I'm going to see you in a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, have a blessed day on purpose. God bless.